a society where electronic transactions increasingly dominate the market, the humble penny, jingle of many a pocket and purse, might seem like a quaint relic of a bygone era. But consider a scenario. You walk into a local cafe, your coffee costs $2, and you decide to pay entirely in pennies. While the sight of 200 copper-coated coins might elicit groans or even outright refusal, this situation brings us to an intriguing legal question. Is it legal to refuse pennies as payment? This question is more than a matter of curiosity. It taps into the very foundation of what constitutes legal tender and challenges our understanding of money's function in commerce. Let's explore this by first understanding what legal tender means. Legal tender refers to money that must be accepted if offered in payment of a debt. However, the nuances of this definition reveal that the reality is not as straightforward as it might appear. In the United States, for instance, federal law dictates that all coins and bills issued by the U.S. Treasury are legal tender for all debts, public charges, taxes, and dues. This means that pennies, as much as any other form of currency issued by the federal government, are indeed legal tender. However, and this is where it gets interesting, there is no federal statute mandating that a private business, a person, or an organization must accept currency or coins as payment for goods and services. Business transactions are, at their core, contractual agreements between buyer and seller, which means that the seller is at liberty to set the terms of acceptable payment methods before a transaction is completed. This autonomy allows businesses to refuse pennies or any other form of legal tender at their discretion. For example, a store might post a sign stating they do not accept bills over $20, or in our scenario, pennies. This practice is perfectly legal, as it forms part of the pre-transaction conditions upon which services are offered. The legality of refusing pennies becomes particularly relevant in an age where efficiency and practicality often take precedence over tradition. Handling large quantities of pennies can be cumbersome and time-consuming, potentially slowing down transactions and affecting a business operation. Therein lies the rationale for some businesses choosing not to accept them, especially in high-volume environments like fast food restaurants or busy retail stores. Let's consider a real-world application of this principle. Imagine a gas station that refuses to accept pennies at peak times because transactions with such small denominations could create longer lines and delay service. This decision, while potentially frustrating to a customer paying in pennies, is within the rights of the business owner to manage their operations efficiently. Moreover, there's a cultural dimension to this issue. In countries like Canada, the production of the penny has been discontinued due to the costs of minting and handling exceeding the coin's value. This decision reflects a broader trend towards streamlining currency usage to improve economic efficiency. Such measures might encourage more businesses to set policies about acceptable payment types, further complicating the legal landscape regarding the use of pennies and other small denomination coins. However, while businesses are free to set their payment policies, they must also consider customer relations and accessibility issues. Refusing pennies might not be illegal, but it could be seen as unfriendly or unaccommodating by customers who, for various reasons, prefer to use cash. This decision could affect customer loyalty and business reputation, demonstrating that the implications of refusing legal tender, even something as small as a penny, go beyond legality into the realm of business ethics and customer service. In summary, while pennies are indeed legal tender, the legality of refusing them as payment lies within the discretion of individual businesses, provided they communicate their payment policies clearly before engaging in transactions. This flexibility allows businesses to adapt to practical realities and customer needs, reflecting broader economic practices and priorities. As we move towards a more digital economy, the role of small denomination coins like the penny will likely continue to evolve, potentially becoming more symbolic than functional in everyday commerce. This evolution prompts us to think critically about the nature of money, the dynamics of commerce, and the legal frameworks that support or constrain them in our daily lives. In a society where electronic transactions increasingly dominate the market, the humble penny, jingle of many a pocket and purse, might seem like a quaint relic of a bygone era. But consider a scenario. You walk into a local cafe, Your coffee costs $2, and you decide to pay entirely in pennies. While a sight of 200 copper-coated coins might elicit groans or even outright refusal, this situation brings us to an intriguing legal question. Is it legal to refuse pennies as payment?